Hello and welcome to part 2. You must have really enjoyed part 1. Or you're lost and found your way here first somehow. If that's the case and you continue watching, this is going to be very confusing. So please go ahead, find part 1 located here or wherever the links are located. You'll see it. Anyway, for those of you who intended to click over to here, welcome to part 2 and back to the reaction.
Faramir. At least he's alive, but barely so, thanks to his horrible father.
Faramir?
Yeah, don't act like you care.
They were outnumbered. None survived.
Yeah, we knew that from the beginning. Denethor knew that from the beginning. He sent him to die.
Release the prisoners.
This is still ice cold, throwing the heads of their fellow countrymen back at them.
My son.
He's alive. He needs medicine, my lord.
My line has ended.
He's just out of his mind, completely self-absorbed.
Rohan has deserted us.
Well, first of all, you didn't come when Rohan needed you. And second of all, no, they haven't, because they're better people than you are.
Verdens betrayed me.
There's not anything that's made me feel any different, or at least any better about Denethor. Oh yeah. Run screaming and crying. That's a good idea. Yeah, harder. There you go. Beat the shit out of him.
Prepare for battle! To the wall!
Yeah, you need someone that can actually lead in the face of a crisis.
Return to your post!
Denethor has been relieved of duty.
Send these foul beasts into the abyss!
There you go. Time to give him a little bit back.
Stay where you are.
Yeah, stay where you are and be crushed by a rock. Pieces of their city. Yeah, two can play at that game. Pick up their boulders and throw them back at them. Boom. Such brutal weapons. Catapults. Yeah, he doesn't even have the courage to do what he told his soldiers to do. Stay where you are. Could have been rid of him right there. Fell beasts have returned. Get inside. Under cover. Yeah, that's a pretty unfair advantage. Ooh. Just throwing them off the city walls. Yeah, they destroyed your little structure there, didn't they? Gandalf, we really need some of those eagles. We need something else to fight the fell beasts, or stop the fell beasts. They're about to have some big problems.
Kill the trolls! Bring them down!
Yeah, should have done that when they were further back. And you got whole battalions coming out ready to fight. And a battering ram. There just never seems to be any end to the orcs, you know?
Go back to the citadel!
They called us out to fight.
They did indeed. And Pippin means to fight. Gandalf's working that staff and sword, I'll tell you. Boom.
Guard of the citadel indeed.
Nicely done, Pippin. You saved Gandalf's life.
Now back, up the hill, quickly. Quick!
I got a great job for you, Pippin. Go keep Denethor from doing crazy stuff to Faramir, so he might actually live.
The door won't give! It's too strong!
Bring up the wolf's head.
Yeah, that might breach it. That might rip right through it. You have to give the orcs credit, at least as tacticians. They always seem to have exactly what they need to do what they're trying to do. This is new, and this is a good strategy.
You will not enter Gondor.
Gimli.
You and whose army?
This one.
This army.
Gimli always looking to start some stuff, but you can't mess with Legolas's accuracy. That's just mean-spirited.
What is this place?
Yeah, Frodo, maybe you should have started mistrusting Gollum a long time ago.
I don't think I want to.
I can understand that.
It's the only way. Go in or go back.
Well, to be fair, he could probably go back down and go through the Witch King's city. He's not there right now.
What's that smell.
Yeah, this looks like it'll be fine. You know, nothing suspicious going on here.
It's sticky. What is it?
Why are your alarm bells not going off, Frodo? Well, I shouldn't say that. You can see why. He's distraught and overcome by the ring and exhausted and confused, I'm sure, and just doesn't know what to do. Smeagol's laying low. Smeagol doesn't want to get caught.
Sam.
Yeah, he realizes Sam was right. Quite a moment to realize it. All too late. You got webs, and you've got all kinds of creatures wrapped up in them. It's a pretty clear hint as to what you're dealing with here. Ooh, careful, Sam. Don't fall. Ugh, that hurts, and that's dangerous, and he could have fallen right off the side of that cliff. And I'm surprised he found the bread. I'm sure that Gollum wanted to kill both of them, but he figured his chances of getting the ring back were much better if he just had to deal with Frodo, I'm sure. Yeah, that is just nightmare fuel. Being trapped in a web as a gigantic spider descends upon you.
I give you the light of Erendir. May it be a light for you in dark places.
Now, are we just being reminded of this, or is Galadriel actually communicating with him to remind him? Wrong direction, dude. There you go. That is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Yeah, you gotta get out of there. Okay, found a tight space that she can't get into, at least for the moment. Oh, I forgot about that part. What can you say about that? It's just terrible. Just nightmare fuel again. Oh, I didn't know he was right there. Now, luckily he had a blade. That sword that Bilbo gave him has certainly come in handy. Although I think he might have just left it back there. Oh! Gollum is just getting rid of all pretense now. It's going straight at him. Boom! Round one. Fight. Ooh, good shot from Frodo.
It wasn't us!
What do you mean it wasn't you?
You must believe us. It was the precious.
2 seconds ago, you were throwing him around trying to get the ring from him.
The precious made us do it.
Smeagol's the worst liar ever.
I have to destroy it, Smeagol.
And Frodo's just far enough gone to believe it. Part of Smeagol knows that he has to.
I have to destroy it for both our sakes.
Part of him wants him to, I think, but the rest of him that wants the ring is just too strong. A change in the face right there. That's what rage will do. I mean, it serves him right, basically. What other fate does he deserve when trying to hurt or kill people to get that ring back?
So sorry, Sam.
Starts to realize how wrong he was ever to doubt Sam. But we gotta cut Frodo a little slack. He's been through it here. This, I think, is new. Remembering the Shire. I'm assuming that's what this is. Oh no, maybe it's not new.
Frodo of the Shire.
Conversing with Galadriel.
If you do not find a way, no one will.
Or remembering, because obviously that's what she said. Come on, Frodo. Gotta get there.
The scouts report Minas Tirith is surrounded. The lower levels in flames.
Yeah, things are dire. Things are not going well in Minas Tirith.
You are fair and brave, and many who love you.
Very true. Very nice of you to say, Mary.
I'm a hobbit, and I know I can't save Middle-earth. I just want to help my friends. More than anything, I wish I could see them again.
They just have spent their lives just having fun and being carefree. They want to commit themselves to something that matters, especially in a moment like this when it's so important to. It's especially when I've heard people talk about Tolkien serving in the military. It's the same mentality during the World Wars in particular, with people wanting to serve. There was this call to serve, to want to be part of the effort to prevent this horrible thing from happening, not feeling right sitting on the sidelines. And I feel that Merry and Éowyn represent that very much here. And Pippin to his own degree too, actually. Just wanting to fight, just wanting to be part of it, to be of some help toward this effort. That's got to be one of the coolest battering rams ever. This huge battering ram on chains that's on fire.
I am Stuart.
Hood of the House of Anarion.
Every single thing about Denethor and his sons is just wrapped up in his ego. A morally reprehensible person.
Why do the fools fly? Better to die sooner than late, for die we must.
Yeah, well, go and, do your little death cult thing on your own. Leave everyone else alone.
We shall burn like the heathen kings of old.
Guy's just out of his mind. Yikes. What an image. Look at that. The big bad wolf knocking at the door. Little Gondorians, let me in. Standing your ground is tough when you're facing things like this. That's a good strategy. Who would have thought that Gandalf would be their best chance at military leadership in this battle? Yeah, Sauron's within sight. And apparently you haven't quite escaped this spider yet. Or, I guess that's not Sauron, but... You wouldn't think a spider that big could be that quiet. Surprise! The worst possible kind of surprise. Just overcome with poison all of a sudden. With venom. Spiders are good at saving their meals for later.
Let him go! He will not touch him again!
Sam not only found Frodo, he found all that stuff that Frodo lost. Boom. He's not the greatest fighter, but boy is he brave. Come on, Sam. Kick. Keep fighting. Got it in the eye. Oop. That hurts. Ow. Ooh. That's not looking great. What now, Sam? There you go. Ooh. Right in the belly. You better crawl away if you want to live to fight another day.
Don't go where I come follow.
It's heartbreaking.
Wake up.
Again, Sam would never forgive himself for this. He would never overcome this guilt.
Dad.
I try to determine with Sam what's more of the driving force is just his love and care for Frodo or a sense of duty. I know that both play a role. Time for the exposition, orc.
This fellow ain't dead.
It's the best news Sam's heard, and from that orc.
Get into the tower!
Samwise, you fool.
At least there's a chance to save him. I mean, I know he wishes he had been able to realize he was still alive before these guys showed up. That would have been much easier. Don't be hard on yourself, Sam. You're doing your best. Alright? Now you gotta go save Frodo, because who else can?
House of his spirit crumbles.
Not dead. He's not dead!
Let's see. You sent your son to his death needlessly. He was fortunate enough not to die. Then you acted as though you were so upset from what had happened to him, like you had no responsibility. And now you're out of your mind, and rather than get him help so he might survive, you're going to light yourself and him on fire. Father of the Year material here.
Peregrine, son of Paladin, I release you from my service.
Go now and die in what way seems best to you.
Pippin cares more about Faramir than his own father does. His father has already thrown in the towel on himself, on his son, on his kingdom. Or the kingdom he's supposed to be overseeing. It's a lost cause. We're all gonna die.
The city is free! Over it!
Gandalf is more of a leader and a general than Denethor ever was.
Get the women and children out! Retreat!
I guess it's not all that unique. History is full of brave leaders, but also cowardly ones who abandon their responsibility. It's just sensory overload, not just the battles and different people dying, but innocent people running for their lives in terror.
Fight for your lives!
Denethor has lost his mind! He's burning Faramir alive!
Thank God. He was able to get to Gandalf. Oh, this is new.
Do you not know death when you see it?
I don't think we saw Gandalf go up against the Witch King. Ooh, he destroyed his staff. Pippin, I applaud you, but I don't know what you could do.
The world of men will fall.
I don't know. Seems the world of men aren't done with you yet. Okay. I was gonna say, Gandalf didn't look like he was gonna survive that encounter. Riders of Rohan and many other assembled kingdoms, prepare to attack. Theoden headed for glory, as it were. Theoden thought he was going to die so many times by now.
Courage, Mary. Courage for our friends.
Courage as you stare down hell, basically.
Arise, riders of Theoden! Spears shall be shaken, shields shall be splintered!
Imagine that. You're about to ride into this battle and you still have to hide who you are. This type of performance before an attack probably seems to some as unnecessary and just kind of performative, but imagine staring down what they are and having to kind of amp yourself up to ride into that. It seems like it's probably pretty necessary. I don't know. I know it's CG. I don't care. It's still impressive. Yeah, and some of them don't even make it there. Just the way these things go. The ones I find absolutely crazy are like during the Revolutionary War, the Civil War and stuff, where you have people shooting muskets that were just standing there in a line, shooting at each other and just falling. Brutal. Yeah, you might not want to just stand in place and let yourself be run over by a horse. Not that I'm trying to save any of the orcs here, but... You know, Denethor, if you want to die this way, go for it. But the fact that he wants to take Faramir... Faramir is moving. He can see that. He just doesn't care.
Set a fire in our flesh.
It's all about him. Both Boromir and Faramir's lives, even, are all about him.
But against the power that has risen in the east, there is no victory.
Great, then you go. Quit trying to take Faramir with you. Killing an innocent man who's your son, who only ever wanted your love and approval. You couldn't even give him that. Road to almost certain death, just to try to gain your love. Hey, you wanted it so bad, take it. He knew he was alive. He saw him moving.
Surpasses Denethor.
It's a fitting end. It feels like Denethor, his whole presence there was almost to exemplify what leadership should not be. That is not a sound anyone wants to hear. At least not in this setting. Oh, gee, look at that. Did they put more in for this version? Because I don't remember there being that many. Yikes. There are 10 or 20 of them? More? This on the theatrical cut, I don't remember. Was this something that was actually done? Were there elephants used for battle like this? I mean, I know these aren't supposed to be exactly elephants, maybe, but I wonder if there's historical precedent for something like that. I'm watching Star Wars, or I have been, along with Lord of the Rings, trying to make my way through. The elephants almost remind me of AT-ATs, although they're faster and more agile, that's for sure. Just even the art design of what these things look like and the apparatuses that are strapped to them and all of that stuff and all the people riding on them into attack, the archers and everything. Incredibly imaginative design. And that guy's makeup is impressive. I know I talked about that last time, but... Yikes. Just so many different ways for them to wipe people out. Flat out stepping on people. Come on, Eowyn. Boom. That was quite a shot. One shot that took out two of them. Well-placed spear, for sure. Merry really wants to help, but he's struggling to know what to do. There you go. I feel for the elephants. It's not their fault, but... Oh, get out of there. Move. Yeah, she didn't listen to you, Theoden. I don't know if she can tell yet that it's her, but I don't think so. If her memory serves, I think he doesn't know until she takes off her helmet. Man, Mary's going at it. Look at him. Don't count out the hobbits, I'll tell you. Ooh. Both of them. Eowyn and Merry putting up a fierce fight. Yeah, there's a lot of orcs on this other side of that door.
I didn't think it would end this way.
End?
I always love this part.
Death is just another path, one that we all must take.
I struggle with how much I can include, because it lasts for a while.
It all turns to silver glass, and then you see it.
These beautiful, calm moments like this amidst the chaos, you know?
See what?
White shores, a far green country, to a swift sunrise.
Imagine the gift that is to him, right there, to Pippin.
That isn't so bad.
At the very least, in a moment like this, taking away the fear of death. There's beauty and peace, even if you don't survive this, you know? It's quite a gift. Theoden didn't deserve to go out like that, but it was at the hands of the Witch King.
Feast on his flesh.
So he doesn't just want to defeat him, he wants to disrespect him. Disrespect the power of men.
I will kill you if you touch him.
Do not come between the Nazgul and his prey.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just stand aside and let you do whatever you want. Boom. Yeah, 2 shots and she killed your fell beast, buddy. You might want to know who you're talking to a little bit. That's Eowyn of Rohan. Perhaps the new queen of Rohan once Theoden falls. That's never seemed to be a particularly practical weapon to me. I mean, it's devastating if you land a shot, but it seems like it'd be difficult to be accurate, and it's slow, you know? He's using it pretty well. I sense the ghost army.
Late as usual.
It's great, too, because these ships roll up, thinking it's reinforcements.
Come on, you sea rats.
They see empty ships, but then just a whole ghost army just shows up out of nowhere. Yeah, they brought some friends. Don't be so confident.
May the best dwarf win.
Well, he's not a dwarf, but okay. That's a crap your pants moment right there. How do you even respond to a ghost army, let alone being overwhelmed by one in an instant?
You fool. No man can kill me.
This is a little ham-fisted, the setup of this line. I am no man. Nicely done, Mary. I mean, at a cost.
I am no man.
Okay, I take it back. It was better than I remembered. Yeah, screw you, Witch King. Go ahead and die. 16! The comedy just added by the 2 of them counting as they take out people. This is new, for sure. Well, that was the other thing. Why is she on the ground? I can't remember. Did she fall down when the Witch King kind of imploded? I'll have to go back and look at that later. Did she cut off his hand or something? Ooh, there you go. Boom. A little bit of help. This is always great. He does it like it's nothing, too. He's just... Look at him. He's just that good. And I know there's a lot of CG, but still. He just hops. He doesn't even need to take a moment to come up with a strategy.
33, 34.
He's still counting. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to add a whole bunch after you take this thing down, Legolas. Yeah, cut the straps. There you go. Yeah. Have fun sliding off the side, guys. Boom. Now, I do feel bad for the elephant here, although I guess it would have still hurt people, but how many does the elephant count as? That's what I'd like to know.
That still only counts as 1.
No, the elephant's got to count for a few. That was gruesome. Or at least it sounded. The ghost army taking down an elephant. I feel like that shot was new. Yeah, this ghost army paid some dividends for sure. I must have completely blanked that. I don't remember her getting hurt. Did she get hurt when the Witch King died? He's proud of her.
I'm going to save you.
You already did.
Yeah. He can feel it. He knows.
My body is broken.
Yeah.
You have to let me go.
He would never heal up from what this has done to him.
I go to my father's, in whose mighty company I shall not now feel ashamed.
He made his peace with this quite a while ago. I remember the first time I watched these through, I was surprised he made it this long. I'm trying to figure out the proper interpretation of this scene, meaning I thought the first time I watched this, when he said, "You have to let me go," that he was asking her to help him die, meaning giving him the death stroke to actually release him. But then he died on his own. I wonder if he knew that was going to happen or not, and if by let him go, he meant in her heart, let him go, that she had to accept that he wasn't going to continue on with her. She had to have to live without him.
Release us. Bad idea.
Shut up, Gimli. That would be horrible.
You gave us your word.
I hold your oath fulfilled. Be at peace.
Yeah. Aragorn's a man of honor. That would be one of the worst things ever if you didn't honor what you told these ghosts that you would do for them. You're the king of Gondor now, Aragorn, whether you want to be or not. Well, I mean, you haven't been officially coronated yet, but... Oh, he finds Merry's cloak. Wait, did Éowyn die? Who is that? What? Okay, she's not dead. She was injured badly. Okay. Yeah, I really must have missed it. I really must have missed whatever happened to her when she killed the Witch King. So his reaction was just finding her, you know, badly harmed. First of all, that she'd been on the battlefield at all. He didn't know she was there, but badly hurt on the battlefield. I honestly don't remember how they did that in theatrical. I think they just, like, we didn't see her again until later on. But yeah, they took all of this out, which is important to recognize what she did out there on the battlefield. Oh. So we see when she meets Faramir. I feel like people told me this, but I don't remember. Did they already know each other, or was that the first time they met?
Mary! Mary!
Oh, he's still been looking for him all this time. There you go.
Mary, it's me.
How long has he been laying out there?
I knew you'd find me.
How many times are you gonna make me cry? It was beautiful.
Are you going to leave me? I'm going to look after you.
I feel like they kept some of that in, but Éowyn is the queen of Rohan now, I think. Theoden left her in power if he were to fall, he said. Alright, Sam. Frodo needs you now more than ever. That thing is worth more than all the Shire, apparently.
That shiny shirt, mine.
I think it's more than just shiny.
Go to the Great Eye. I don't take orders from stinking Morgul rats.
Yeah, well, most of your fellow Uruk-hai are dead at this point, I think, so... Although, to be fair, there's not many of the orcs left after that battle either. That dude didn't even do anything. He got kicked out a window. It seems like it would be exceedingly easy just to start a fight between these two factions, let them kill each other. As we're seeing right now. All of this over a disagreement about a chainmail shirt. I mean, this is an intimidating prospect for Sam to encounter on his own, although I guess he is. That conflict between the Uruk-hai and the orcs has worked in his favor, for sure. He's certainly going to meet a lot less resistance on the way up. Not quite as fearsome as they imagined, but hey, don't count Sam out. Don't underestimate him. And he is pissed. That guy got his shiny shirt. I don't remember if we see if they get it back or not.
Stop your squealing!
Frodo's so weak at this point, he'd probably struggle to get out of that even if he normally could.
Like a stuck pig. Not if I stick you first. Sam!
Nicely done, Sam. Why did that guy want to come up and kill Frodo randomly all of a sudden? Like they just kept him alive all this time.
So sorry. Sorry for everything. Sam, they took the ring.
No, they did not.
Begging your pardon, but they haven't.
Although Frodo being away from it for a little while probably helped him. I think I said that last time too, but...
I thought I'd lost you, so I took it. Only for safekeeping.
It shows you Sam's strength of spirit too. He took it, but he still came for Frodo and is giving it back to him.
Give it to me.
Although, this means he's carried it for a while. And it's difficult for him too.
Sam.
You know, I hadn't thought about that, but kind of the rage that comes with the ring sometimes, maybe that's part of what we saw when he was fighting those Uruk-hai just now. Was the hold the ring was starting to have over him.
You must understand. We'll destroy you, Sam.
To be fair, it'll destroy anyone, including you, Frodo.
We best find you some clothes. You can't go walking through Mordor and not with your skin.
You know, even the viewer, by the time you get to the end of this, you feel their exhaustion because you're just so exhausted having watched this. You've been through so much by the time they finally make it to inside of Mount Doom.
We did it, Mr. Frodo.
I still feel like that's an interesting helmet choice for Frodo.
There's so many of them. Never get through unseen.
I guess there's still quite a few orcs left. And Uruk-hai, who maybe survived Isengard's destruction.
We have to go in there, Mr. Frodo. There's nothing for it. Come on.
Well, you guys are looking your best with those helmets, so at least you got that going for you as you make your way through legions of orcs.
Frodo has passed beyond my sight.
Gimli is now the steward of Gondor.
Behind the walls of Mordor, our enemy is regrouping.
Let him rot. Why should we care?
Because 10,000 orcs now stand between Frodo and Mount Doom.
Gimli is always the contrarian viewpoint. Don't release the ghosts, leave the orcs in Mordor, all of it. Making the point of, no, we can't do that, and this is why.
He needs time. We can give him that.
How?
Do something, Gimli, that's how.
Gather our full strength and march on the Black Gate.
No, it's not all about victory. It's about diverting attention.
A diversion.
Yeah.
Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Gimli goes back and forth, I swear. He goes from, hey, don't do anything, why would you bother, to, hey, let's go risk everything even if we're going to die.
Sauron will suspect a trap. He will not take the bait.
I think he will.
Oh, this is new. I think. Isn't this new? Oh, okay. So is this part of the diversion? He's trying to send Sauron a message. The King of Gondor has returned and that he's headed for him.
Behold the sword of Elendil.
Yeah. This is pretty badass, too. Oh, he's trying to use Arwen against him. But I can understand why he would do this also, like why Aragorn would do this to sell it. Oh, don't let it break. Damn it. Did it actually break, or was that a vision of it breaking?
The city has fallen silent. It grows so cold.
Oh, here we go. A bit more Éowyn and Faramir.
Just the damp of the first spring rain.
Both healing up together.
I do not believe this darkness will endure.
Faramir is a very good man. He just had a very bad father. Imagine the life Boromir could have had without Denethor standing in his way. Terrible small man with power over people like that.
The orcs, they're moving off. Some luck at last.
The fate hasn't forgotten about you yet. That's problematic. Just after Sam says some luck at last. Like, that doesn't feel like luck. They're all going to be distracted enough not to see him? Or just think they're other orcs? Yeah, this is definitely different. We didn't see this before. I guess it's a good thing that they did find orc armor to kind of conceal themselves. Well, how do they get out of this one? They cut this whole thing out. It seems like most of what was cut out of this extended edition is in the later part of this movie, meaning Return of the King. A lot of this stuff seems like it's new. The Éowyn and Faramir stuff.
Inspection!
Yeah, they have to heighten even more.
Stand up, Mr. Frodo. So heavy.
Yikes. Sam's got to think quick.
Stop fighting!
It's a pretty smart move on Frodo's part. There you go. There you go. Sneak out in the confusion. Good job, Frodo. Good idea. And Sam as well for executing. Yeah, get the hell out of there quick before they see you again. Alright, well that part didn't go on as long as I thought it would. Still a difficult journey across to Mount Doom here. And Sauron's eye always watching, although they've presumably turned his sight toward the gate at this point. Going back to Arwen and Aragorn, Sauron must know that her life is tied to the fate of the ring at this point.
To carry such a weight.
This is different now too, starting to see the physical weight of the ring.
There's no point carrying anything we're not sure to need.
Alright, so this is where they get rid of their armor.
Mr. Frodo, there is light, beauty up there that no shadow touches.
They never get the shirt back that Bilbo gave him. Yeah, there's so much here. There's so much here that wasn't in theatrical. Yeah, Frodo's at a point where if he doesn't get rid of this soon, it would just... like, if he just sat here with it, I just feel like it would kill him. I don't even think he would change like Gollum did. I think he would just kill him. Okay, now I think we're back to the parts, some of the parts that weren't theatrical.
Take mine. There's a few drops left.
At this point, there's not even an argument about, no, Sam, you take it, because he needs it so badly.
There'll be none left for the return journey. I don't think there will be a return journey, Mr. Frodo.
This switch in their perspectives. Sam now not even believing they'll make it back. But also that Frodo would say that. Is he just doing that because for Sam's benefit, or does he have some hope for some reason now, you know? And King of Gondor has returned, whether he's taken the crown yet or not. Yeah. Frodo's fighting phantoms almost, pretty much. Just trying to continue to exist. Yeah, get down. Get down. I'm telling you, hide and seek champion of Middle-earth. Get down. Almost like a prison break with a spotlight. An apt moment to turn Sauron's attention, I would say. Frodo might not be able to get back up.
Let the Lord of the Black Land come forth!
I feel a little ignored now. Oh. Not for long. So anybody comes and shouts at the Black Gates and they have to open? I feel like this might be new.
Bids thee welcome.
Yeah, that's definitely new. I'd remember that.
I have a token I was bidden to show thee.
Yeah, this is definitely different. Oh, the mithril. They did get it.
Frodo!
The halfling was dear to thee, I see.
Yeah, but they know they don't have the ring. This would be going very differently if Sauron had the ring.
One so small would endure so much pain.
Yeah, Pippin and Merry need to keep it under control.
Isildur's heir.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think this guy survives.
Guess that concludes negotiations.
I would say that clearly does.
I do not believe it. I will not.
Yeah, and they shouldn't. I mean, there's logic not to. If Frodo was dead and they had the ring, this would be going considerably differently. The forces of Mordor would just roll over them like a wave if that were the case. All would be lost. I do like Aragorn's response, though. Just very casual, like he's the one handling it the best, and he decapitates the guy out of nowhere.
The light's passed on. Something's drawn its gaze.
Alright, you've got your window, guys. You gotta make for it. Make haste. To the south. Quick march. Sorry, that was another movie.
A day may come when the courage of men fail, but it is not this day.
His first kingly speech, rousing the troops for battle.
This day we fight! By all that you hold dear.
Yeah, I don't think just anybody could get up and be good at this.
I bid you stand, men of the West!
And he's inspiring me. Long live the king. Yeah, this is getting rough for both of them. Basically crawling by the end of this journey. There's just no end to the orcs, is there? They killed a bunch of them in Isengard and in Gondor, and there's just no end to the orcs. I do wonder if Sauron and Saruman had been successful, if they would have eventually destroyed each other. I don't think they would have remained peaceful with each other forever. Yeah, that's a bit intimidating, to literally be surrounded like that.
I thought I'd die fighting side by side with an elf.
What about side by side with a friend?
I could do that.
That's beautiful. I've seen some Lord of the Rings stuff since. I've seen that people have tattoos of that and all kinds of stuff. It's a beautiful quote, especially given their history over the course of these movies. Come on, Sam. Time for that last push. You're almost there.
Do you remember the Shire, Mr. Frodo? It'll be spring soon. The orchards will be in blossom, and eating the first of the strawberries with cream.
You can't remember it right now, Sam, but I feel like there's still some value to you reminding him that he might remember at some point here soon.
Naked in the dark, no veil, between me and the wheel of fire.
That's all the more reason we gotta get going, guys. Heartbreaking to watch.
Then let us be rid of it.
Yeah, that's right, Sam.
Once and for all.
Come on, say it.
I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you.
That's right, Sam. Come on, push, get up that hill. Count yourself lucky if you ever have a friend as devoted as Sam, especially in your dark moments. Oh, I didn't pick that up before. Maybe that's new. He actually hears Sauron calling to him. Yeah, Aragorn is not somebody who would be easily turned either.
For Frodo.
For Frodo, indeed. He doesn't even wait for the others. He runs in alone on foot, and the next two after him are Pippin and Merry. Courage doesn't know a certain size, you know? Although Pippin and Merry are losing the race because their legs are shorter. That is a good workaround, Sam. It's like Thor with his hammer. You can't pick it up, but you could pick him up.
We're almost there.
Gollum. Of all the moments, everything they've been through, just crawling on their faces to get up here.
You swore the precious.
Yes, you did.
Viggo promised.
Yeah, well, not much honor among people who are controlled by the ring, I would say. Good shot, Sam. They really sell this sense at the end here of just stretching and reaching and just by the skin of your teeth trying to get there. Everywhere they turn, there's just hardship, and it's just this inching forward of progress because of all the obstacles they face. Including this one, especially in this moment.
Frodo!
He's making a break for it, Sam. He's got to while he's got a chance. I'd say the good part of his mind's in control right now. Another of the Nazgul. We could have used some of those in Gondor, I'm just going to say.
The Eagles are coming!
There you go. Good guys have some air support, finally. Not just eagles who can fight. Go on, Frodo, get in there.
Frodo!
But this moment, this final test of a moment.
Here, Sam! Destroy it!
I wonder if somebody could just run in there and throw it before they have a chance to think. Because it's when you stop and have a chance to think that seems to be the problem. It's just opening your fingers, Frodo. Just opening the fingers. Let it drop. This thing is likely screaming in his mind right now for its very existence. Yeah, there's almost nobody who would be strong enough to destroy the ring.
The ring is mine.
It just plays to every bit of greed or weakness you have. He just is too weak. He has no ability left to do it. No, the jig is up. Sauron senses it. You know, as ironic as it is to see it this way, without Gollum, the ring would never have actually gotten destroyed. His greed and his fight to take it from Frodo allowed to happen by accident what probably could never happen voluntarily. This is pretty gruesome. Well, Gollum, you got it back. Now what? Does Gollum ever put it on? Or does he just hold it and marvel over it? I guess it's not just Gollum's greed, but also Frodo's. Frodo not being able to let go of it. Boom. Take that for stepping on Aragorn. It is only by dumb luck that Frodo didn't die too. And even as he's being consumed, the last moments, the last thing he looks at is the ring in his hand. Gollum. Come on, Frodo. Reach up.
Give me your hand!
He's got no strength left at this point. Come on, Frodo. What if that's what happened in the extended edition? It was an alternate ending where Frodo just lets go.
Don't you let go!
That would be a shocker.
Reach!
Come on, Frodo. You're almost there. There you go. Missing a finger, but you're gonna make it. There it goes. Yeah. Feel that, Sauron. Have a little bit of that. How does that feel after all these years? Yeah. Terrifying enough to scare off all your orcs. Every one of them are like, screw it, we're getting out of here. What do the orcs do after the death of Sauron, I wonder? Yeah. I mean, that's just poor building planning right there. If your structure can come down with the destruction of a ring, I mean, quite an architectural problem. Finally. Sometimes great risk and loss are rewarded. Boom. And Sauron was no more. Yeah, watch out, guys. Shockwave. Yeah, maybe celebrate in a safer spot. Time to get out of there. Apparently, Mordor is not allowed to exist anymore once Sauron is gone. Yeah, Sam and Frodo need to run, like a lot. It's a good thing that Gandalf already has eagles there. Because this isn't a wait for the eagles to show up kind of moment. This is, we need to have eagles on hand. The mountain is exploding behind them, and lava and all kinds of stuff. There you go. Get to a safe point.
It's gone.
You can feel it.
It's done. It's over now.
You guys accomplished an almost impossible task.
I can see the Shire.
Oh, peace is returning to his mind after the destruction of the ring. Imagine how that would feel after all this time, carrying that and having it influence you, and being free of it finally.
Rosie Cotton Danson. If ever I was to marry someone, it would have been her.
Don't give up faith yet, Sam. There still might be time yet. This would have been horrible if they let him die here, after everything they've been through.
Here at the end of all things.
But they would have been legends. They're legends anyway. See, that's not a fair dodge. They go to black, making you think that's it. Like they're just going to end with them on the rock, and then they come back. Come on, we need some eagles. We have eagle pickup on a unstable-looking rock in the midst of a river of lava. There we go. Gandalf doing an eagle rideshare program. There you go. On to safety. Away from all the hot burning things for a while. Frodo probably feels like he's dying, being lifted to the afterlife. You feel as though you've been on the journey with them through all this. Not just the story, but just the toll of the story, how hard it was. You feel the weight of it.
Gandalf?
And I always forget he hadn't seen him until now. He didn't see him when he came back. The last time he saw him was when he let go and let himself fall in Moria. It wouldn't be unreasonable when he wakes up and sees Gandalf standing there to think he's dead, you know, because he thought Gandalf was dead. He could still think he's dead, or having a vision or something. Yeah, it's hard to remember sometimes that Frodo hasn't seen any of these people since the end of Fellowship, since they parted company after Boromir tried to take the ring from him. He didn't know what happened to them, and they didn't know what happened to him all this time. They just had to have faith, and they kept trying to get little signs if he was okay. That representative for Sauron coming out with the mithril armor probably was hard for them to see. That look between Sam and Frodo of just the we made it look, you know, what they survived together. I can understand a little bit what people have talked about with multiple endings with this. They go to black multiple times, and they also come to several points that would function perfectly well as an ending point. But then it's like, no, we have more to show you. And who would want to miss the coronation of King Aragorn, especially with Gandalf performing it?
Now come the days of the king. May they be blessed.
All hail, and long live King Aragorn. You could try to deny it as long as you wanted to, Aragorn, but you were always headed here. This is always who you were. And you showed it over and over again.
Let us together rebuild this world, that we may share in the days of peace.
It's a tricky business with kings or queens. It just can cut either way. It really depends on what kind of people they are. It's really kind of just a crapshoot. I did notice this time the tree is beginning to blossom too. Eowyn and Faramir. They've certainly been through a lot together. Nice to see them in more peaceful times. And there you are, sir. What you've been waiting for all this time. They never knew if they'd see each other again. Look at that. Just like that, Gondor has a queen. Well, not officially yet. Yeah, you know, you're king. This is your kingdom. Why wait? You have waited long enough for that. through this whole journey. He thought she was going to leave. He didn't think he was ever going to see her again, but his heart would have always been with her.
My friends, you bow to no one.
It's a beautiful moment, and one that only he could do in that setting as the King of Gondor. It's a beautiful moment of seeing their efforts rewarded for everything they've been through throughout this journey, especially Frodo. I mean, all of them have been through a lot, but it was looking pretty sketchy for a little bit there if they were actually going to accomplish their mission.
13 months to the day since Gandalf sent us on our long journey, we found ourselves looking upon a familiar sight.
Okay, so and I think they said that last time and I've just forgotten. So they did actually give it a time period. So a little over a year, which is obviously, from what you guys have told me in the comments, considerably less time than what it is in the book. In the book, I think you said it was 17 years. Yeah, I remember this. This is just one of these moments of all the kind of joyful celebration of the hobbits and how they normally are, how they normally live. And these four, having gone through what they did, are kind of forever changed. I mean, not that they can't have happiness and joy in their lives, but it just changes you. It changes who you are, how you see the world. They're not immature, carefree people necessarily anymore. They have a weight to them still. But Sam, you have another chance, and you better get up and go take it. No more waiting around, buddy. There you go. They're not convinced. There you go. That's all you needed. A little bit of confidence. Sometimes the life you want's just waiting there for you to come and find it, you know. Pippin catches the flowers and he already has someone side-eyeing him.
How do you pick up the threads of an old life?
It's a good question. Sometimes you can't.
When in your heart, you begin to understand there is no going back.
Sometimes life just changes and certain things end and you have to move on to new things. When Bilbo left, did he tell Frodo that he had left space in this book for Frodo to write? Or did Frodo just on his own decide to continue Bilbo's story?
Mr. Frodo? It's been 4 years to the day since Weathertop, Sam. It's never really healed.
Sam seems to have recovered quite a bit more than Frodo. But Frodo's been through even more.
Bilbo's story was now over. There would be no more journeys for him, save one.
We end also with a wagon being driven by Gandalf.
Is there any chance of seeing that old ring of mine again?
I love his response here.
I'm sorry, Uncle. I'm afraid I lost it.
Which is not untrue necessarily. I mean, he didn't destroy it on purpose.
I should like to have held it one last time.
It does show you, at least for this version of the story, how much Bilbo's aging has been accelerated. I mean, again, 13 months, or by the time Frodo got to Rivendell the first time, Bilbo had already considerably aged. This is 4 years, maybe a little over 4 years, and look at how much Bilbo has aged. Separation from the ring has really taken away whatever was keeping him young. To the Undying Lands, Bilbo.
I think I'm quite ready for another adventure.
You seem like it. You seem like you have the energy for another adventure. Let's write another book about Bilbo and the Undying Lands.
My work is now finished.
Losing Gandalf's another hard one.
Do not say, do not weep, for not all tears are an evil.
Still difficult to say goodbye after all this time. A lot of change happening.
It is time, Frodo.
Yeah, I feel like you better let him in on what's happening.
What does he mean? We set out to save the Shire, Sam, and it has been saved.
Quite a journey, quite a task.
But not for me. You don't mean that.
Sam, you have a life to go back to. You have so much in front of you.
The last pages are for you, Sam.
Frodo has obviously been changed by all of this. Or it doesn't make it any easier to let go, though. It's just staggering to think about how much change they've all been through, where we met them and where they are now. And even knowing some of the stories about what they do after this. I know some of you have filled me in on it. I think that Pippin and Merry, if I'm remembering, go and live in Gondor. And Sam has quite a life ahead of him with his family. He fulfilled his oath. He protected Frodo. He never left his side. It's a good friend. This does have a different feeling to it this time, understanding what it is that's happening. I didn't understand the first time I watched this, that the Undying Lands was essentially almost like an afterlife kind of thing, or it was going somewhere where he could heal and then die in peace, as people described it. That might have been the first time we've seen Frodo genuinely smile in quite a while. Imagery of Rivendell here, beautiful. It's hard, Sam, but there's still a lot of good life ahead of you. And here it is. Just think, Sam, you spent so much time just tending the gardening in this place. Now it's your place.
My dear Sam.
For you and your family.
You will have to be one and whole for many years. Your part in the story will go on.
I still say it's pretty much a happy ending for everybody, or for most people. Even given the extra context of what's happening with Frodo or what he chose to do, he was still happy with his decision. It was what he wanted, after everything that he had endured. You'd be hard-pressed to pick a nicer ending for Sam. Aragorn's okay, Arwen's okay, Pippin and Merry are okay, Gandalf's okay. There we are. The end of a journey, if there ever was one, folks. Let's go to the wrap-up. Well, folks, we have traveled through Middle-earth in this trilogy twice now. This time with a bit more context, a little more character development, some things that definitely give you a different picture of how everything transpired. Nothing that really made me think that differently of Denethor, I have to say. I remember in the comments in my original reactions, people giving me a little more context on Denethor. I can understand if he was overcome by Sauron's power. I think somebody said he had had a seeing stone or something like that, but the Denethor that we see in the movies, even more in the extended edition, even though he clearly chooses Boromir over Faramir. Both of them are in service of his own ego. Boromir is his champion, and what glory Boromir brings to him is what he cares about. Faramir, he doesn't see any value in at all and disregards him no matter what he does, which makes Faramir just all that more desperate for his approval and his love. We saw a bit more about Éowyn and Merry as well here, but really I think across the movies recharacterized a little bit Éowyn's connection with Aragorn. There was a romantic element there, but I don't feel like it was the only thing at play through the extended editions. I think it was also just her revering him as a warrior, as all the things he had been through, everything he had seen, her wanting to be taken seriously and not have sexism basically stand in the way of her being able to fight for her kingdom, just like any of the men would. We got a bit more of her actually meeting Faramir. I should say a bit more. The only thing I think we get in theatrical is you just see the two of them at the coronation of Aragorn. We actually see them notice each other during recovery and then speak a bit, and you could see like how there might be something between the two of them. I do wonder with what we saw of them, did they know each other before? And I think people might have told me the answer to that, but I don't remember it, because they seem to be a little familiar with each other right off the bat. I think it was in this movie we actually saw the death of Saruman, which you do not get at all in the theatrical cut of this movie. I don't think you see Saruman in Return of the King anywhere in the theatrical cut. You see Gandalf and everybody show up in Isengard, but Saruman is never seen. Like, you could even tell the cut points around his death scene. You get a little bit different characterization of Aragorn going and recruiting the Ghost Army, as it were. I know I'm calling it the Ghost Army, and that's not what it's called, but the Mouth of Sauron, which aptly named, considering that's all you could see of him. So some additional moments of different characterizations. You could see if they were looking to cut for time, where some of these things might have been cut out because they weren't necessarily essential to the story. Those parts, again, if you're talking about kind of the same dynamic of an abridged and unabridged version, I can understand cutting those in the interest of time for a theatrical cut. Throughout this entire extended edition, the things that didn't make sense to me to cut, especially, were the short moments, the few seconds here, like 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, that extends something just a little bit or just shows you one extra thing that they don't show you in the theatrical cut, that completely recontextualizes something, that completely shows another side of something. And that context is just lost in theatrical, and pretty needlessly, especially if you're talking about like 10 seconds. If that 10 seconds is going to make that much of a difference to the story, cut 10 seconds out of like one of the travel shots or something like that. I mean, I know they're pretty to look at, but there's other places to cut. Reaching the end of this, between the argument that we have for people talking about theatrical cut versus extended edition, I can certainly understand people who love Lord of the Rings, people who want to live in this world for as long as possible, people who want as much story and as much context as possible, go as many places as you can with these characters and with the story. I can certainly understand that the extended editions would be it. Why would you waste time with anything else? But I do have to say, I really enjoyed the theatrical versions too. I did appreciate the extra context here in most cases. Again, not all of the scenes were incredibly necessary, but they were enjoyable. So you would be hard pressed to find a more comprehensive journey, just a more rigorous and multifaceted journey than the Lord of the Rings trilogy. You just go so many different places and do so many different things, and by the time you're done watching it, you feel the weight and the distance of the travel. You feel the miles, at least to the capacity you can, being on the other side of the screen. It is certainly a trilogy of movies that demand your attention when you're going on this journey with these characters. And it certainly takes you to some amazing places. There are wonderful performances in it. There are just awe-inspiring shots and sequences, CG or not. Just the scale of a movie like this or a trilogy like this is just staggering in certain places. They just show off the magnitude of what you're dealing with. I think regardless of whether you're a Lord of the Rings fan or not, there are certain things you just have to stand in awe of to some degree. This trilogy of films is a major accomplishment in the world of film, period, especially in the world of fantasy films. There's lots of fantasy stuff I haven't experienced yet, haven't tried, so maybe there's something else out there that would be in this realm for me, but as far as fantasy stuff, it's hard to imagine anything surpassing this. It really is. So we come to the rating. I feel I regret a little bit not being able to go a little higher, because I did enjoy this in certain ways a little more than the theatrical cut, but I already gave the theatrical cut 5 stars. The theatrical cut was still a really good movie. This took that and built upon it a bit in some important ways. Is definitely a 5-star. What if I had gone down? What if I'd gone under the theatrical cut with this? That'd have made some people mad. I would ask anybody out there watching, is there anything that you estimate even contends with this? And also, just now that I've reached the end of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, suggestions about other things in the fantasy realm that you love, that you'd like to see me watch next, or that you would recommend I watch next. If you've enjoyed this, I really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please let me know. If you guys have enjoyed these reactions, I'd like to go on and do the Hobbit movies at some point, not immediately. But yeah, I'm just kind of taken aback by the whole journey. It was definitely worth watching these through again with the extended editions. I'm really happy that you came along on this journey with me. I really hope to see you again here soon as we begin another journey in a different direction. If you'd be so kind, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the like and subscribe buttons down there, click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. And I'm going to go take a deep breath, having finished this massive trilogy. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.